Hello everyone. Now let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. So it says here when EY is plotted against 1 over x, a straight line graph passing through the points 220, 48 is obtained. First part, find y in terms of x. Okay, so right now it's being plotted e power of y against 1 over x. So then you will get a straight line. Y and straight line is y equals to mx plus c. Now it's not x against y, it is e power of y against 1 over x, so it's going to be m over x plus c. So if we want to find y in terms of x, we are going to have a bit of a problem here because we need to find the gradient and the y-intercept, and these coordinates that's being given right now is not in terms of x and y. Instead it is in terms of 1 over x and e to the power of y. So first, when I substitute the 220, we're going to get 20 is equals to 2m plus c. Okay, now I'm going to make this as my first equation, and my second equation is going to be 8 equals to 4m plus c. Second equation. Now we have two unknowns, two equations, so definitely we're going to be using simultaneous equation. Okay, so let's start making c as a subject. From the first equation we have 20 minus 2m. Then I'll substitute this c into the second equation. We have 8 is equals to 4m plus 20 minus 2m. Then we'll have 8 equals to 2m plus 20. Then I'll bring the 20 to the other side. We have 8 minus 20 equals to 2m. So we'll get negative 12 equals to 2m. And our m is going to be equals to negative 6. Now we're not done. We're trying to find the next part, which is c. So taking c equals to 20 minus 2m. Our m is negative 6, so we're going to substitute that into this m here. So then we have 20 plus 12, and c is equals to 32. Now, we're kind of halfway there, so we're going to keep going. Now, using the formula of ey equals to, our m is actually negative 6, so negative 6 over x plus 32. But what did the question say? Question say you want to find y in terms of x. You're not trying to find e to the power of y. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply both sides by ln. So we have y is equals to ln. Now I'm going to bring the 32 to the front because it's going to look much nice compared to having a negative in the front. Okay, and this is going to be our final answer for part 1. Now let's move on to part 2. So I'm going to draw a line here, it separates these two. So part 2, it says here, we want to find the positive values of x for which y is defined. Now for this question, we want to make sure that y is going to be defined, right? So the values of x. Now, the reason that we're doing here is because we have ln, and we want to make sure that y is defined and not undefined. So let's say we have ln a here, okay? And whenever we have ln, we need to make sure that a is actually more than 0, so that y is defined. Now, what is our a? Our a here is defined as 32 minus 6 over x is more than 0. Now, next what you're going to have to do is you're going to make x as a subject. So I'm going to bring the x to the other side. So that's going to be more than 6 over x. Then I'm going to swap these two. No, I'm not going to swap it yet. Cross multiplication will have 32x more than 6. Then you want to make x as a subject. That's going to be 6 over 32. And when we simplify this, we are going to get x is more than 3 over 16. Yeah? So let's move on to part 3 now. So for part 3, we want to find the exact value of y for when x is equals to 3. So y is equals to ln 32 minus 6 over 3. Y is equals to ln 32 minus 2. Then y is equals to ln 30. And that's your final answer. Exact value, right? So let's move on to part 4. You want to find the exact value of x for when y is equals to 2. Now we're going to substitute y equals to 2. We have 2 is equals to ln 32 over 6 over x. So now what we want to do is we want to make x as a subject. So I'm going to bring ln to the other side. We're going to have e squared is equals to 32 minus 6 over x. Then I'm going to swap the 6 over x with the e squared. 6 over x is going to be on the left side, and e squared is going to be on the right side. Now I'm going to cross multiply. We have 6 is equals to x bracket 32 over e squared. Now I want to make x as a subject, so I don't need this bracket. I'm going to bring it to the other side, but at the same time I'm going to switch these two, okay? Making x as a subject, we have 6 over 32 minus e squared, and that will be your final answer, okay?